Hello. What is up? What is up? This is your boy, Alert Wolf, and I'm going to bring you a tech review on some video game stuff. I haven't done a tech review in a long time. This is going to be the 3DS XL, and these are my first thoughts on it. Now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a comparative look between this and between the old XL, this. Now, already you're going to notice some design differences between the two. Your camera on this one is right there. This one comes with 2 cameras and this one comes with 3 cameras. Now, if you notice, right there is your camera. It's a very sleek design on this side, and on this side, you know, it's matted. Whereas this is more of a clamshell design. This is metallic, painted. You have your 2 cameras. Because this is a 3D system, you could take 3D photos. Also, on this side is the same clamshell on both sides. Both come with the stylus. There, not any difference. And here, not any real difference. But this one has a white tip. Both take SD cards. You have a 16 gig in this one, and I have a 4 gig in that one because I haven't flip-flopped them yet. And then, if you notice, we have the L and R buttons up here, same as the other one. Now there's your cartridge slot. Let me just show you the difference between the cartridges. Alright, you got, this is both Super Mario Kart. This is the DS, this is the 7. Now, I'm going to show off both games just to show you the difference in graphics. I will say this, Mario Kart 7 has to be the best Mario Kart game I've played in a long time. Not to say the Wii version or this version weren't good, because they were very good. This version, I really like this Mario Kart. Now, if you notice, just to let you know, they added this little thing right here that is not on this. The reason for it is, these are essentially the same cartridge, right? So they don't want you to put this in this because it wouldn't work right. So to prevent confusion, they elongated the slot here and just added that little thing. Now, to show you the box it came in, I would have done an unboxing. Actually, my girlfriend gave me this for Valentine's Day, and it was a surprise, so I got to play it. Now, here, the boxes of both games are simple. You know, the new DS games are in white, the old DS games are in black. That's, you know, sometimes there are exceptions, but that could be your rule of thumb, other than this one says 3D. Now, here's your box. Simple, clean box, you know, your serial number. Now, here's the thing. It says 90% larger screens. Now, they're 90% larger than the other 3DS. Just as this was 90% larger than the old original DS. And you know, I think it was more than 90% than the old original DS. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and show you what came inside of this thing. Now let's see. Now this thing has a full internet browser. It does internet better than the old DS did. Hold on a second, let me just post that right there. Alright. I didn't even use this. These are A&R cards. It has an A&R reader. And a game, which is, you scan the card and you play the card game based off what the cards say. Now, I haven't even opened this, as you can tell, so I haven't even tried that yet. You get your Nintendo Club stuff, your owner's manual, your quick start guide, your Nintendo Club point system, and pretty much that's the box that contains the game. And that's all you get. You get the power cord. Now the power cord for this is the same power cord you get in the original. So they've all been on the same power cord system. So if you get another system, now you have 2 cords for it, and that's pretty convenient. I'm going to turn this, now I'm going to open this up. Now if you notice, I had to wipe down the screen a little so it's a little smeared there. But this slider controls the 3D. Now I'm sure you're well aware of how this system works, but that slider controls the depth of the 3D. And if you hear that click, it's because the 3D is off. Now, you have your pad is a little different. Now, if I can show you this one, if you notice, they're almost about the same. The main difference is these 2 screens are the same, but the top screens on this one is widescreen, whereas this one is full screen. Now, if you notice on this one, you have your camera right there for your front-facing camera for you, but on this one, it's on here. So it's a little different positioning, and the mic is positioned down here, whereas in the other one, the mic was positioned right next to the camera. Now, if you notice, you have your start and select here. This is your home row, and this is your home button. Very important. It's just like any other device. When you have a home button, you know how it works. There's your power cord. This is your analog stick. Very awesome. Your regular D-pad, your X, Y, and B, and that's the difference. Obviously, this one doesn't have an analog stick there. Now, when I turn on the systems, there you go. There you go. There's the difference between the two and how they look when they're on. Now, on this, you're going to notice you have your safety manual there. You have the cartridge, camera. I have my music. I have a Mii creator, just like in your Wii and your Wii U. You can create your Miis, and your Miis do things that you understand how that works. Oops. Let me go back to home. I didn't mean to press the cameras. But you have your shop. Now, what's cool about this is you could download demos, you could download full games, you could download updates. Like, I've already updated the Mario Kart once, and that all depends on the size of your card. Now, your card can do up to 32 or 64 gigs, something like that. So you have plenty of memory if you need it. And this is all the stuff mine came with. Your settings, and then what you could do is I transferred this Zelda 4 Swords from this to here, because that was a free game. I got my Netflix, Nintendo Viewer, which is allowing you to view 3D quick movies that they give you, and I have demos, tons and tons and tons of demos. I haven't played the Monster Hunter 3, but you know what? This Castlevania demo I played is amazing, and if you own a 3DS, you probably should download the demo and try it out yourself. I think it's a cool game. Now, like, I could turn up the 3D, but I don't know if you're not going to see it in 3D, so you won't notice any difference. Okay, now I'm just going to show you the difference in graphics real fast, just so you can get a sense of the two systems. All right. Now, if you can see, my power is kind of dead because I forgot to charge this. Right, you got your single player, your online, your car creator. But let's just go to single player real fast. 50 cc's, whatever. Still haven't even fully beat this game yet. Look, there's DK. You can select different things. But if you see, the graphics already look pretty good. It's just started up. Now, your sound for this is not your sound. This is to turn your internet on and off if necessary. And on this one, you have a sound bar. Now, I will say this. The speakers on this thing, I wish they were better. I wish the sound was better on them. But it's not. I feel like I'm louder on the old one. But it just could be the gains. So there you go. Now, say I didn't want to play this. I could instantly go home and do other things. But the moment I did something else, I disconnect the software. Now, let me just show you, hold on a second. let me just show you what the difference is. As I plug in the old Mario Kart, let me turn this one off, in the new system. Now obviously the resolution is better on the newer thing, and it's a bigger screen. The battery life for the DS games is actually pretty good. But I find that my battery life when playing these, it taxes the system a little more. Now I will say this, the standby time is going to be better. I find that this lasts me, the battery life on both DSs are great, but I find that if I leave, because a lot of functionality is done when this system is on standby. It downloads games, if you set it to, if you pass other people on the street, it downloads content from the other DSs as you pass each other by. As a matter of fact, with the old Mario Kart, if you pass somebody and it's set, or if you playing somebody, your information swapped. This Mario Kart's so detailed that, here, let me turn that down. Now, if you already see, you get the black bars for the old DS games blocking it. And just to give you an idea of what, the difference in graphics is, you could already see, like, it's pixelated, it just doesn't look as good. And that's just to give you the idea of how far this one has come. But here, let me just do this real fast. See, there you go. Has my initials on it. You see how crappy Donkey Kong looks. But again, you hit this button and it switches right off. The difference is when you go to the home menu from a DS game, it doesn't save your spot, it turns off the software. And the reason for that is that the old games aren't designed to do that. So let me turn this off because the battery's low on it. And I will get into the rest of the features that it does have. Now, like I said, depending on the game, you can download downloadable content from passing by. They call it the street pass, I believe. And when you pass somebody by with another DS, they're gonna interlock and exchange information. Now, what happens is, depending on the game you have, such as two Mario Karts passing each other in the street, or if you're playing your buddy with a Mario Kart, you and he swap information, meaning everything you've unlocked, he gets, and everything he unlocked, you get. So that's pretty cool. Maybe not the characters, but I know that you can unlock different parts and whatnot. So this also has a step counter. It tells you how far you've walked, how long you've walked, how many steps, and it's right there on the front corner of your screen when you open up your DS. And it's, I just turned it off. Here, I'll show it to you now. Now, there's a lot of functionality packed into this little thing. There, right? See that? It says it's going to be right there. Now, as long as you turn it on, and it gives you notifications, you can get emails, messages, things to basically, if you have any updates or anything else due. Now, I will say this does show fingerprints, but I feel like this is a better medium than that. Now, if we compare the size of the two, on overall height and weight, this thing is just a tad bit smaller than this one. And as far as thickness goes, I don't know if you can see that, they're pretty close in thickness. Now, I waited to get this as opposed to the other 3DS, mainly because I was used to the XL and how big it was. And once you get used to bigger screens, you don't want to go back to smaller screens. Now, that being said, this is a great system. The games and graphics are way better than the old DS, and this is only the first generation of games. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown on the Mario Kart. Like I said, this 3DS Mario Kart 7 is what it's called. It is hands down one of the best Mario Kart games I've ever played. Highly enjoyable, very addictive, and because they set the reward system so ridiculous, it'll literally have hours and hours of gameplay. You can play people online, download ghost data, the works, and it's pretty good. And it'll take you forever. They even give you gold versions of your carts and like diamond whatever versions. So, if you want to play this for that long-term reward system, this has it. It also brings back the coins and is very good. So for Mario Kart, it is getting a 5 out of 5 from me. Now, as for the 3DS, in comparison to the old DS, it feels better. It just feels like a souped-up version of the DS. Now, the 3D is a little gimmicky. I'm not gonna lie. What I will say on the 3D is the slider depends on the game and the depth of the slider. You see, the thing is, when you're not in motion, and I mean like when you're not shaking the thing, and your eyes are focused, I can turn the bar all the way up to the maximum, like if I'm watching a video or something, and it looks phenomenal. And during gameplay, I have to turn the slider down, because the more 3D I do it, see, if I remain stable when I hold my thing like this, you know, the stability of holding this and not moving even as I'm pressing the buttons makes the 3D very good on it. But if I'm moving, especially on a game like Mario Kart, which has a lot of speed involved because it's constantly moving, I find that I have to turn down the 3D just because when I move, I off-center myself, and then it gets a little blurry towards the edges. Now that's not necessarily a problem. It has to do with the technology, because with this you don't need glasses. But that's on the racing game. I downloaded other demos and played them in 3D, and found I could turn up the slider a lot higher than I do for a Mario Kart, which is a lot of speed and motion. But as I said, it's something you play with and find your proper setting for the game, and it wouldn't take you too long to figure it out. It's about 5 minutes of playing, and you know what's the optimal gist setting for that particular game you're playing, and then you turn it accordingly. But because you could turn it off, if it really becomes annoying to you, it's not a big deal. But I really enjoy having the 3D games. I enjoy having the 3D movie channel that they give you. Now I wish Netflix carried 3D, because I have the 3DS that has 3D, and I have my own 3D television that has 3D. So it'd be nice if they started putting movies on there. But that, if Netflix, if you hear this, do it. But that's it. So what am I going to give this system? I'm going to give this system as a 5 out of 5. Nintendo knows what they're doing when it comes to portable systems. Now, I know the Vita's prettier looking, but the Nintendo is just better. It just is. Now, I'm not dissing the Vita, but I'm going to say, Nintendo, there's a reason why they're the unstoppable king of mobile gaming. I know a lot of people get stuff to their phones, and you see that's more of the adult market, I guess, because everybody gets stuff to the phones. But the graphics out of this thing puts a lot of these phone games to shame. And, you know, huge screens. This is basically your tablet, you know, full internet, as much as you can have on one of these devices. And it's really good. So 5 out of 5. Definitely worth the bucks to get the 3DS XL. And it is definitely worth it. I mean, hell, I just buy these things for Pokemon. I'm not even gonna lie. And the next Pokemon's in 3D. So those of you who are holding out with your old DSs, and you're like me that just play like a Pokemon game every now and then, you're due for an upgrade. But with that being said, you've heard enough out of me. So my first thoughts on the 3DS and my review of it basically is I'd say it's super enjoyable, well worth the money. It feels like quality in your hand. This feels a little chintzy, I'm not gonna lie, but I think that's because you could probably interchange them with third-party covers, and Nintendo made it easy for you to do that with just 2 little screws right there holding it in. It's everything you expect out of a device like this, and it's well worth it. So a lot of fun, 5 out of 5. The screen looks good. I mean, and I know what you're thinking now. You have phones that have nicer screens. You have to realize these screens can only go every generation, where a new phone comes out every 6 months. So, but that's it, man. So, click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please subscribe if you can. And this is your buddy Alert Wolf signing out.